Hello, this is Algebra 2, Lesson 24, and this lesson covers fractional equations and overlapping triangles. Alright, so 24.1 gives us a fractional equation. It is 4.5 x minus 3/5 equals negative 1 1/4. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find a common denominator for all of these and multiply everything in here by the common denominator to get rid of these fractions. Before we can do that, we have to turn this into an improper fraction. So 2 times 4 would be 8 plus 1 is 9 over 2. X minus 3 over 5 equals 1 times 4 is 4 plus 1 is 5, negative 5 over 4. Now, our least common multiple for all of these, like if we were trying to add fractions with uncommon, with the denominators that aren't the same, we would have to find the least common multiple between all of these, and that would be 5 times 4 is 20, and 2 will go into 20. So the whole thing is 20, so we're going to multiply everything here times 20. And that one times 20. Okay, so first thing we can do is we can cancel. If we cancel here, we would have 10. 10 times 9 is 90x, and that gets rid of the bottom of our fraction because we canceled. 5 times 4 is 20, so then I would do 3 times 4 would be 12, and then that would be 5. 5 times 5 is 25, so negative 25. Alright, so now I can easily solve this. I'm going to do plus 12, which would be 90x equals negative 25 plus 12 would be negative 13, and then we'll divide by 90. And I get x equals negative 13 over 90, and that is the answer. Right, so you just find a common denominator and then multiply every term by that common denominator to get rid of your fractional part. Okay, 24.2 has 4x plus 2 over 5 minus 3 over 2 equals 1/3. Alright, so for this one I could say, whoops, not 1/30th, 1/3. There we go. For this one I could say 5 times 3 is 15, and then I have to multiply that times 2 to get 30. So 30 is my common denominator, so I have to multiply everything in here times 30. Alright, so right here, I would say 6 times 5 is 30, so when I cancel, I get 6. Now, I have to make sure that I'm rainbowing this. This means 6 times 4 would be 24x, and then 6 times 2 is going to be 12. This one, when I cancel, I'm going to get 15. 15 times 3 would be 45. And then this one, I'm going to get 10. 10 times 1 is 10. Alright, so now I can solve this. I'm going to put these two together. 45 minus 12, let's see, that would be 24x minus 33, yes, equals 10. Now I'll do plus 33. And I'm going to get 24x equals 43, and then divide by 24, and I get x equals 43 over 24, and that's your answer. They don't expect you to reduce it any further than that. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, this one has 3x over 2 plus 8 minus 4x over 7 equals 3. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put that 3 over 1, turn it into a fraction. Now my common denominator is going to be 14. 7 times 2 is 14, so I'm multiplying everything times 14. Alright, so right here, when these cancel, I would get 7 times 2 is 14, so 3 times 7 is 21x. This one cancels, and I get 2, so I need to do 2 times this whole thing right here, so 2 times 8 would be 16, and that would be positive 16. And then 2 times 4x would be negative 8x. Okay, and then I have to do 14 times 3. That's just a 1 there, so that doesn't cancel. So I need 14 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 3, 42. Alright, so now I can put these two x's together. 21 minus 8. If it was 20 minus 8, it would be 12, so 13x plus 16 equals 42. Now I need to subtract 16. Get 13x equals, let's see, 12 minus 6 would be 6. 3 minus 1 would be 2, 26. Now I'm dividing by 13. And I get x equals 2, because 13 times 2 is 26. 26 divided by 13 would be 2. That one actually came out even. I like it when they come out even as a whole number. Alright, the next part is about overlapping triangles. So I'm going to try to draw these triangles here without them looking too crazy. Okay, so I've got a triangle that looks essentially like that. And then it's divided again right there. So it's two triangles, one on top of the other. It says that this angle and this angle are the same. And it says that it's 6 right here, 4 right there, 7 right there, 9 right there. This is y, and that is x. Alright, this is basically two triangles. There's the big triangle, and then there's the smaller triangle on top, whose angles are the same, so that means that those are congruent, like they're similar triangles. Oh, I can't get a straight line here to save my life. There we go. So for our small triangle, we have 4, 7, and 9. For a big triangle, we have y, x, and then over here, 6 plus 4, which would be 10. Alright, so to try to figure this out, that would actually be x minus 7 right there. No. Draw that a little straighter. There we go. That would be x plus 7, right? Because I've got x right here and then 7 right there. Alright, so we can use our proportions to solve this. So 10 would be proportional to 4, right? So if I go big first, 10 over 4. And then y would be proportional to 9. So it would be y over 9. I've got my big ones on the top. And then 7 would be proportional to x plus 7. So big one on the top, x plus 7 over 7. Alright, to solve this, for this first one, this is my base right here. This is when I know all the numbers. So I'm going to set that even to these others. So 10 over 4 is equal to y over 9. And when I cross multiply, I'm going to get 90 equals 4y divided by 4. And I'm going to get y equals 90 over 4, and I can reduce that. If I cut that in half, I would have 45 over 2. And that's the answer they have in the book. Alright, so then for my other triangle, I've got 10 over 4, my other side, so that's y. That's right here. This would be 45 over 2. I still have to find x. So to find x, I'm going to have 10 over 4, which is this whole thing to 4. And then I'm going to have x plus 7 over 7, right? So I'm just using this one, setting it equal to that one, right? The one that we know the numbers. All right, now to solve this, I'm going to have to use that thing we just found out about using the common denominator. So 7 times 4 would be 28. I'm going to multiply this whole thing times 28, and I'm going to multiply this whole thing times 28. Okay, this cancels, and I'll get 7. 7 times 10 is 70. And then right here, this cancels, and I get 4, and so I need to multiply all this times 4. So 4 times x would be 4x, and 4 times 7 would be 28. Now I can just solve for x right there, so I do minus 28, and I get 70 minus 28. Let's see, that would be 6. Make that a 6. That would be a 10 minus 8 is 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. 42 equals 4x, and then divide by 4, and I get x equals 42 over 4, and I could reduce that to 21 over 2. Yep, so my answers are y equals 45 over 2, and x equals 21 over 2. Alright, what else we got? Practice problems. Go ahead and pause it and work those practice problems, and I'll work them for you. Alright, so we've got a few practice problems here, which I didn't feel like typing out, so I'm just going to write them. A is 2x plus 3 over 4 minus 4 over 3 equals 1/4. Okay, so my common denominator would be 12. So I'm going to multiply all these times 12. So 3 times 4 is 12, so that means I got to do 3 times this whole thing right here. So 3 times 2x would be 6x, and then 3 times 3 is 9. And then this one, when I cancel that, I'll get 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And this one, when I cancel, I get 3. 3 times 1 is 3. Alright, now I'm going to have to put these two together. So I'll have 6x minus 7 equals 3. And then I'll need to do plus 7. And I'll get 6x equals 10. Divide by 6. I get x equals 10 over 6, which I can reduce to 5 over 3. And that is the textbook answer, is 5 over 3. Okay, so there was A. B. B is 4x over 3 plus 7 minus 2x over 5 equals 2. And I'm going to put that 2 over 1. And 3 times 5 is 15, so I'm going to multiply everything times 15. So 3 times 5, 5 times 4 would be 20. X, that would be 3, so I've got to multiply 3 times 7 is 21. And then 3 times negative 2 would be negative 6x. And then this one, I can't cancel, so I just got to do 15 times 2 is 30. Alright, now I can put 20 and 20x and negative 6x together, which would be 14x plus 21 equals 30. Now I'm going to do minus 21. And I'm going to get 14x equals 9. Now divide by 14. x equals 9 over 14. And this one, you don't have to do anything else to it. That is it. That's the answer to B. Alright, and then the last one, C, I'm just going to do over here in a blank spot, is two triangles. Something like that, overlapping. So we got that. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 3 right there, x right there, and a y right there. So really I have a small triangle that has 2, 3, and 4. And I've got a big triangle that has 3 and 2, which will be 5 right there. So I added 2 for that space and 3 for that space to get this whole side. Y on the bottom, and then x plus 3. Okay, so now I can mark my corresponding ones and make my ratios. So 2 is corresponding to 5. 3 is corresponding to x plus 3. Oh, that's not going to work. I got to flip those because I need that x plus 3 to be on the top. Right, so I'm going to put my big one on the top. So I can get a common denominator. So this would be 2 to 5. I'm going to put my 5 on the top and then my 2 on the bottom. Alright, this one would be 3 to x plus 3. I'm going to put my x plus 3 on the top and my 3 on the bottom. And then the last one is y to 4. So I'm going to put my y on the top and my 4 on the bottom. Alright, so I can only work with 2 of these at a time. I'm going to start with these first two. So 5 over 2 equals x plus 3 over 3. So my common denominator would be 6. I cancel this and I would get 3. 3 times 5 is 15. This one I would get 2, so I need to multiply 2 times x, which would be 2x, and then 2 times 3, which would be 6. Now I'm going to do minus 6, and I would get 9 equals 2x, and then divide by 2. So x equals 9 over 2. Okay, so that's your answer for x. And now for y, I'm going to do 5 over 2 equals y over 4. 4 will be my common denominator. That would be 2. 2 times 5 is 10 equals, these both cancel each other, y. So y is equal to 10. So there's your answers to that one. Not too hard. Once you get the hang of it, just multiply by the common denominator and it gets rid of the fraction. Alright, that's it for lesson 24. Thanks for watching.